Hi there, welcome back to 6 Minutes with the Couch Activist. I wanted to talk today about cannabis oil. Okay, so when I talk about cannabis oil today, I'm talking about the oil that the producers are making. So that's oil that is dosed in a carrier oil, like grapeseed oil, medium chain triglyceride from coconut oil, olive oil, sunflower oil, that kind of thing. So there are a lot of patients out there, and every single day I address this issue. I'm taking this amount and I'm not feeling any effects. What should I do? And every single day I say the very same thing: take more, take more, take more. If you're raising by 0.1 or 0.2, that's a perfect amount to introduce your cannabinoid receptors into this oil. So just take a little bit more every single day until you feel the effects. That's what this is, and this is going to protect your body and your bank account from spending too much money. Keep raising up, you're going to feel the effects. If you're not feeling them, then we'll just adjust it a little bit, but at some point you're going to start feeling the effects. Stay there. So this oil is basically almost always extracted using CO2, carbon dioxide extraction. They do it in a high pressure way, so they push it through the cannabis. The solvent, or the CO2, is going to collect all of those cannabinoids and come out the other end. That's very, very pure, very, very strong. So then they dose that in the cannabis oil, so that every time you dose yourself, you're taking the equivalent of 5 puffs from your vape, 5 puffs from your dupe. It's difficult right now. We're in such a growing stage of the cannabis industry and the cannabis program in Canada that every single day I have patients that say, I'm prescribed a gram a day and I'm taking that in the syringe. I'm not feeling any effects. Well, that's the thing, that one of the things that really needs to be regulated, in my opinion, with this program is, what is a gram a day? Honestly, unless you have a digital scale, you're not even going to know how much a gram a day is if you're vaporizing. What is it if you're taking it in a liquid rather than a dry amount? Every producer out there who produces the oil, and there's about 12 to 15 of them now, they all have a different equivalency, just to make things interesting. And this is one thing that I think Health Canada needs to get a hold of. For instance, CanTrust, 8 milliliters of oil equals 1 gram. Aurora, I think it is 1 gram equals 5 milliliters. Bedrocan is 10 milliliters for 1 gram. So when people switch from one producer to another, they have no idea what they're should be taking. This is something that, in my opinion, really needs to be fixed. But basically, you're starting low, you're raising up slowly. So let's just differentiate between CBD only oil, 1-to-1 oil, and THC oil. When you're using CBD only oil, let me tell you, it's so safe. You can raise it, you can double it every single day until you feel effects. And that came from one of our prescribing doctors, because she was tired of people taking subclinical doses of this oil and spending too much money and not feeling the effects. The average starting dose of CBD oil for our patients is about 10 to 25 milligrams. The average dose for a child who is taking CBD only oil for their Dravet's or seizure disorders, they're taking about 200 milligrams a dose several times a day. No contraindications, no side effects. I'm going to, in the comments below this video, I'm going to post a page of studies using CBD and THC together, and exactly what they do when put in there together. CBD is so safe. You can see how many milligrams people were given in some of these studies, and they felt nothing. No side effects. So with the CBD oil, raise it up quickly, get to a dose that's going to help you, and then stay there. If your pain comes back, start taking a little bit more, tiny bit more. You're in control of your pain control in this instance, and with this program, you're in control of how much you take, and that is really going to give you control once you get to the right dose. You just have to keep raising it up. Take more. When it comes to 1-to-1 oil, that's equal amounts of CBD and THC. CBD mitigates the psychoactive effects of THC, so when you use them together, not only does the magic happen because those two compounds work better together, But CBD also mitigates the psychoactive effects, so it is a really good way to introduce yourself to THC. A lot of new users who are wanting something to help with sleep, they're not getting THC only oil, they're getting a 1-to-1 ratio, and that really eases them into it. And then, in a couple of months, maybe they can move up to THC only oil or THC only bud. But the 1-to-1 really helps people. That one too, if you're experienced at all, you can double that one per dose until you get up to the right amount, but you're going to be able to raise it up a little bit more quickly because you got the CBD in there. Lastly, the THC oil, I'd go slow with this. It's powerful stuff. Take a couple of drops. Your starting doses are usually 0.2 or 0.25 of a milliliter. That's a quarter of a milliliter. Held under the tongue for 30 seconds until you feel that you can swallow it. Splash it back with some juice. You should feel the effects in 20 minutes to 2 hours. All of these oils, it depends on you raising it up. So take more. Don't fear. You're raising up by 0.1, 0.2. That is perfect. It's not too much. Don't be afraid of this stuff, okay? There are no cannabinoid receptors in the brainstem, so you're not going to hurt yourself. But just start low and raise up slowly. If you're not feeling the effects and you're taking cannabis oil, take a little bit more next dose, okay? Jot down how you feel when you feel it. And this has been 6 minutes, or 6 and a little bit more minutes with the Couch Activist. If you have questions, I'm here to answer them. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.